Hello children, welcome to AIMS India's online class biology session. Organization living beings. We have been discussing the tissues in the living organisms, the formation of organism, that is from the cells, first atoms, from the atoms molecules, from the molecules macromolecules, then protoplasm, then cell, group of cells combine to form the tissues, tissues combine to form the organs, organs combine to form the organ systems, and organ systems combine to form the organism. This is the concept of formation of organism. So organization living beings, part 5. In this we are going to discuss more about the animal tissues. Okay, epithelial tissues, muscular tissue, connective tissue we have completed. So now nervous tissue, animal tissues, nervous tissue. The nervous tissue is one of the 4 major classes of animal tissues. What are the 4 major classes of animal tissues? Epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and the last one is nervous tissue. So it is one of the major classes of animal tissues. It is a specialized tissue found in the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system consisting of a brain and spinal cord. What are the parts of central nervous system? Brain and spinal cord. Okay, the brain and spinal cord are the 2 main structures included in the central nervous system, and the peripheral nervous system includes nerves, nerves which arrive from the brain and spinal cord. So peripheral nervous system consisting of 43 pairs of nerves. What are they? The 12 pairs from the brain, they are called the cranial nerves, and the 31 pairs from the spinal cord, they are called spinal nerves. Peripheral nervous system is composed of cranial nerves and spinal nerves, which you study in the higher classes. So this nervous tissue consisting of 2 main types of cells. They are neurons and the supportive cells called neuroglia or glial cells. Okay children, nervous tissue is composed of 2 main types of cells, neurons and neuroglial cells. So here if you take a neuron, a typical neuron consisting of the following parts. The total neuron is divided into 2 main parts. Okay, that is the cyton or cell body, and the remaining part it is called axon. Okay, the tubular portion. So the cyton consisting of nucleus, and this is a cyton. It gives several branched projections called dendrites. Okay, it possesses a special substance called it contains ribosomes and some nuclear material is present inside. Okay, and the axon is the tubular portion which is covered by means of a fatty layer called myelin sheath. It also consisting of special cells called Schwann cells. There is a gap in the between the myelin sheath, it is called nodes of Ranvier, and each neuron ends in nerve terminals or axon terminals which connects to the adjacent neurons. Okay, let us proceed further. The nervous tissue. The nervous tissue is responsible for the control of the body and the communication among its parts. Okay, because brain is the control center of the body among all the systems, nervous system. It controls all the systems, coordinate all the systems. It is possible because of this nervous tissue only. Okay, neurons are called the structural and functional units of nervous system. Neurons are called the structural and functional units of nervous system. Most neurons have a cell body, an axon, and dendrites. The cell body contains the nucleus and cytoplasm. The cytoplasm contains special granules called the special substance is present. Okay, so that substance will isolate the cyton from the axon. Nessels granules, they are called Nessels granules or Nessel substance. So see the parts of neurons and their function. The dendrites receive the signals from the other cells. The cell body and cyton, these are the two main parts of the neuron. The cell body function is it organizes and keeps the cell functional, and the cell body also contains a nucleus which controls the entire neuron. Okay, so the cell body is externally covered by means of a cell membrane which protects the cell, and axon it transfers the signals to other cells and organs. The myelin sheath increases the speed of the signal or prevent the loss of or leakage of the electrical impulse. So this neuron receives the information and analyze the information and generate the response in the form of electrical impulses. So these electrical impulses will carry through this axon, okay, to prevent the leakage of this myelin sheath. If the myelin sheath is present, it is called myelinated neurons or myelinated axons. Okay, it increases the speed of myelin sheath will increase the speed of the signal. Then the axon terminals they forms the junctions, okay, with the other cells. So that is called synapse. Synapse means the gap between the effector organ and the neuron. It is called as synapse, which helps in the transmission, nerve transmission. Then the Schwann cells. The Schwann cells are the special cells present in the axons. They produce the myelin sheath. This myelin sheath is secreted by the Schwann cells only. Nodes of Ranvier, these are the gaps between this myelin sheath. It allows the diffusion of ions. And then axon hillock, it generates the impulses in the neuron. Okay, so these are the parts and functions of the neuron. The neuron is finally considered as the structural and functional unit of nervous system. Okay, children. Next, plant tissues. So animal tissues completed. The different animal tissues located at the different body parts, they are of different structure and they perform the different functions. In the same manner, in plants also there are different tissues are present located at different areas. Particularly they are classified into different types based on different phenomena. That is, the plant tissues can be classified into three categories on the basis of cell divisional power. They are meristematic tissue, permanent tissues, and special tissues. Meristematic tissues, permanent tissues, and special tissues. The meristematic tissues, it can be broadly classified on the basis of origin, occurrence, function, and division. Okay, meristematic tissue, the tissue which consists of actively dividing cells. So it is divided into three main types based on the origin, occurrence, and function, and even the division also. They are apical meristems, which are present at the below the tip of the stem and root. The lateral meristems, they are present in the stem. Intercalary meristems also present in the stem, different regions. So apical meristem, this is the tip, growing tip of the stem and growing tip of the root also, it possesses apical meristem. Intercalary meristem, okay, intercalary meristem is present between the nodes and the internodes, especially the lateral meristem in the mature parts of the where cell elongation region, they contain these lateral meristems. Lateral meristems are present in the maturation region of the stem and root. Okay, let us see further the permanent tissues. Simple tissues, okay, we can say meristematic tissues, permanent tissues, and special tissues. These are three main types of tissues present in the plants. The first one is meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue mainly help in the growth and repair. Growth and repair. Permanent tissues. Permanent tissues means these it is two types. It can be simple or complex. The simple permanent tissue, how these permanent tissues are formed means this meristematic tissue itself loses the power of cell division after maturation. They convert it into the permanent tissues. The permanent tissue is categorized into simple and complex. Simple permanent tissue means the tissue which is made up of one type of cells is called a simple permanent tissue, which includes parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Okay, so these parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma together called as a ground tissue. This ground tissue is the bulk forming tissue in the plant. Bulk forming tissue in the plant. Almost all parts of the plant is made up of this ground tissue, which include parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Okay, children. Then complex tissue. Complex tissue is the tissue which is made up of different types of cells. Okay, simple tissue is made up of only one type of cells, whereas permanent tissue consisting of different types of cells, and it includes two main types, that is xylem and phloem. The xylem and phloem together called as a conductive tissue or vascular tissues. Conductive tissue or vascular tissues. So these are the permanent complex tissues. Then special tissue. Special tissues can be broadly classified into external secretory and internal secretory types. So actually it is a permanent tissue. So the tissues in the plants located in the different regions. So they are in the leaf, in the stem and in the roots. These are the three main parts, so which include all the three types of tissues: dermal tissue system, vascular tissue system and ground tissue system. The ground tissue system include parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. The dermal tissue system include epidermis, mesodermis and endodermis. Okay, the vascular tissue system internally it consisting of xylem and phloem. All these three types of tissue systems work together and make the plant alive. Okay, these are the plant tissues. Basically the plant tissues are classified into how many types? Three main types. What are they? Meristematic tissue, permanent tissue and special tissue. The special tissues include secretory tissues like lysogenous cavities and cytogenous cavities, which helps in the secretion. Okay, gum, latex, alkaloids, like that, some special substances are secreted by the special tissue. Okay, children. Next, in the plant tissues, let us study three major types of plant tissues. What are they? Dermal, ground and vascular tissue. Dermal, ground and vascular tissue. Dermal tissue. Dermal tissue, it covers the outside of the plant in a single layer of cells. It is called epidermis. The epidermal cells secrete a waxy substance called cuticle, which coats and waterproofs and protects the above ground parts of the plant, means stem, leaves. Okay, this cuticle. So in the plants The three major types of tissue, what are they? Ground tissue, dermal tissue, it is often called as epidermis, ground tissue, and vascular tissue, which include xylem and phloem. Okay. So basically the total plant is divided into two main systems. What is there? One is shoot system, which is above the ground, and another one is root system, which is below the ground. Okay. So ground tissue. Ground tissue makes up most of the interior of the plant. It carries out the basic metabolic functions and stores food and water. Okay. Parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. These are the three main tissues included in the ground tissue. Okay, it helps in the metabolic functions and stores food and water. The vascular tissue. Vascular tissue runs through the ground tissue inside the plant in the middle. Okay, it include xylem and phloem, which transports the water, mineral salts, and food materials. It consisting of bundles of xylem and phloem, which transports water, minerals, and food throughout the body. So xylem transports water and mineral salts from roots to all parts of the plant, and the phloem transports the food material which is manufactured in the leaves carried to different parts of the plant. Okay, phloem tissue will transport the food material from to and fro, that is from leaves to the roots, and again from roots to all parts of the plant. Okay, so these are conductive tissues or vascular tissues. These are complex tissues. Which one? Xylem and phloem. They are made up of different elements. Okay. Next, simple permanent tissues. Parenchyma tissue. Parenchyma tissue, they are living cells. The polygonal, round or irregular in shape. The cells have thin cell walls and have large intercellular spaces in between the cells. They forms the basic ground tissue and stores the food. So parenchyma is also called the fundamental tissue of the plant, because almost all parts of the plant consist of this parenchyma tissue. Okay, in hydrophytes or water plants, the parenchyma stores the air and is called as a aerenchyma. It is also called as a aerenchyma. It helps in buoyancy, means the free floating water plants or hydrophytes, they float on the surface of water because of this aerenchyma, a kind of parenchyma tissue. See the transverse section of this parenchyma tissue, how the intercellular spaces are more and the cells are either polygonal or irregular in shape. So if you take the longitudinal section, you see thin cell walls, they are called the primary cell wall is present, more intercellular space, the vacuole large size, chloroplasts are present. If the chloroplast is present in the parenchyma tissue, that is called as chlorenchyma. The middle lamellum, nucleus, and cytoplasm. This is the longitudinal section when you cut straight. Okay, when you cut the transversely. So this is the parenchyma tissue. Next type of this simple permanent tissue, that is collenchyma. So compared to parenchyma, here less intercellular spaces are present. They are the living cells. They possess a round, oval, and elongated in shape. The cells have cell walls thickened unevenly at the corners. A pectin is the main substance present in the cell wall of this collenchyma. They have little or no intercellular spaces, as the corners of the cell walls are thickened with pectin. Okay, what is the substance present in this cell walls of the collenchyma? Pectin. So it gives the mechanical support to the plant cells. Mainly this collenchyma is present in the young stems and gives the elasticity and flexibility. Okay, see the transverse section and longitudinal section of this collenchyma. The collenchyma shows cell walls are thickened because of presence of pectin. The nucleus, vacuole and cell wall. If you observe, compare with the parenchyma, here the intercellular spaces are absent totally. Next, the end wall, the primary cell wall thickened at the corners, there it is not. So it consists of chloroplast, nucleus and the big vacuole is present. The cytoplasm, the intercellular spaces are very less. So the collenchyma gives it is a mechanical tissue. It gives mechanical support to the young stems. It gives the flexibility. Okay, the young stems bend but do not break because of presence of collenchyma tissue. Next, the simple permanent tissue, the last one is sclerenchymatous tissue. Sclerenchyma, they are dead cells, long and narrow cells, appear angular in cross section. The cells have highly thick cell walls compared to parenchyma and collenchyma. Here the cell walls are very thick because of presence of lignin material. Okay, the cells do not have the intercellular spaces as the cell walls are thickened with lignin. So lignin is the tough substance. So it provides a strong mechanical support and rigidity and also a little flexibility to the plants. So mainly this sclerenchyma is present in the mature stems, old and mature stems. So see here, intercellular spaces are totally absent. The simple pit heads are present here in the transverse section. So narrow lumen, lignified thick cell walls. Okay, so this is the structure of sclerenchyma. Okay, the cells which are present in this sclerenchyma, sclerids or stone cells are present. They are dead cells. Example, the bark contain this sclerenchyma. Okay, children, this is about some important plant tissues. Okay, thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.